Hey everybody. So this video was really inspired by my younger cousin. So the other day she came over and she had her coloring book and she colored all in it, and then she handed it back to me and she was like, "What grade do I get?" And I was like, "I don't know. You can color inside the lines." And she was like, "You don't have to." Mind you, I forgot to tell y'all, she's 6, right? So she was like, "You don't have to." I was like, why don't you have to? She was like, "It's my coloring book. I make up the rules." And I was like, okay then. And I say that to say, like, this is our world, our life. And to hear a 6-year-old tell me that it's my coloring book, I make up the rules, you don't have to color inside the lines. It really started making me think about, like she just taught me something. I felt like I was in church. That'll preach, right? I make up the rules, right? And you don't have to do what everybody else says. You don't have to be like everybody else. And I'm like, wow, I'm learning this from a 6-year-old. So for anybody who's listening today, that's just something to, let that sit in your mind, in your thoughts, in your creativity when you're out in the world. To not feel that you have to do what everybody else does and be like everybody else is. And that's something that, I needed to hear. And she didn't even know, like, she taught me something and she reminded me of something. I feel like when we were all younger, we knew this. Like, we love to dress ourselves. We love to be creative. We love show and tell. We love to be, to show our individual selves. And then we're taught conformity. We're taught stand in a line. We're taught be like everybody else, do, what everybody else does. And I'm not saying that there's not a time and a place for that. But as you grow older and you really lean into who you really are, like being yourself, like, and doing you, like, that's hot. That's cool. That is what, makes you really be you. And it's not about trying to stand out, but it's about doing your own thing and not feeling like you have to conform to everybody else's rules. So just wanted to say that. Shout out to my little cousin who really doesn't even know it, but enlightened me that day when she was like, "I don't have to color in the lines." So y'all remember that. You don't have to color in the lines. You ain't got to be like everybody else, and you can do you. And that's fine. That's cool. And that's hot.